should mention that I do farm with my wife Paulette and my daughter Nana, and I have a herdsman.
Our average production, 35 liters per cow per day, milking 3 times a day. Ontario's dairy. Ontario is Canada's biggest dairy producer. The amount of dairies in this localized area is really, really concentrated. So for machinery, for vets, for robots, everyone's 24/7.
Because it's a robotic barn, you end up with a lot of time spent on the computers.
Each cow will have a transponder on her neck, and that transponder is responsible for a lot of that data collection. It counts rumination, so how many times that cow chews her cud is recorded by a microphone, and that gives us data on her digestion that day. So if there's changes or abnormalities, we're alerted, and then we'll go assess her health manually to see if it's does it have to do with whether she's in heat or is she actually sick, and so that's when the manual checking of her health comes in. Every time she's in the robot, there's a lot of data collected on her milk and milk quality. So we get conductivity readings from the milk. So if the milk changes in texture or viscosity, that also alarms us because that can alert us with mastitis or a possible other health issue. It tells us what time she's in the robot, how long, how often, and her milk behavior while she's in there. We still walk through the barn at least twice a day. In the morning and in the night, we scrape and clean the stalls, as well as collecting cows that are more than 12 hours since their last milking. So we still want to maintain at least 2 milkings per cow per day because that's optimum to keeping that animal healthy. But on average, the cows are getting milked 3 times per day.
Because the cows milk 24/7, 24 hours a day, they're always milking. And I don't have 2 hours of spare time that no cow can milk because they're habitual, and so they want to come and get milked at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
When she goes into the robot, that transponder is read by a reader, and that identifies who she is, whether she needs to get milked or not, and how much pellets and feed she gets while in the robot. So one of the drivers to doing the robot is the pellets that they get fed. So it's kind of like their dessert. So they're fed its base TMR that the whole herd has access to 24/7, but in that robot is where their specialized feed comes in. So based on her lactation days and how much milk's producing, determines what she gets fed while she's getting milked. The transponder also records activity, so that activity is crucial for us to tell us when she comes in heat. So as her activity increases and spikes, it'll tell us what hour is ideal for breeding her, so we can have higher conception rates and use less semen because we can be more precise with our breeding. A really big part in getting that heifer into the robot is the gating around the robot. So if you were to get a heifer walk from that maternity pen straight into the robot, you won't do it. Like a 1 person, even 2 people, will not get the heifer to go there. Once you design gating and stabling with animal flow in mind, it's a completely different story. And now we take the heifers out of the pen in front of other stalls. They make a turn in front of the robot and make an S turn and go into that one, and she will walk in there perfect 90% of the time. So when you use the gating to your advantage and understand that cows walking like this walk much better than this, a completely different story.